They tell you to be comfortable, to find stability, to settle down. They sell comfort like it's the ultimate goal of life. The job that pays just enough, the routine that never changes, the weekend that gives you barely enough rest to do it all again next week. And you start to believe it. You start to think, this is what life is supposed to feel like. Safe, predictable, secure. But deep down, something feels off. Something starts to itch beneath the surface. A quiet voice, almost too faint to hear, starts asking questions. Is this it? Is this all I'm meant for? Is this what I'm going to do for the rest of my life? Because here's the truth nobody tells you. Comfort zones are just cages, beautifully decorated, conveniently padded, but cages nonetheless. They convince you to stay small, to fear failure more than regret, to trade passion for predictability. And every day you stay in that zone, you lose a little more of yourself. You weren't born for comfort, you were born to evolve. And growth doesn't live inside the lines, it lives on the edge. It lives in the unknown. It lives where things are hard, scary, and uncertain. But most people never get there. Why? Because leaving the comfort zone means sacrifice. It means waking up earlier, taking risks, hearing no and trying again anyway. It means walking into rooms where you don't feel ready, but showing up like you belong. Growth demands a price, and the comfort zone lets you avoid the bill. But one day you'll realize staying comfortable is the most dangerous thing you can do. Because while you're playing it safe, someone else is growing. While you're hesitating, someone else is leaping. And when that moment comes, you won't be afraid of discomfort. You'll be afraid of wasting your potential. So if you hear that voice inside, that whisper telling you to go, listen, because comfort is easy, but greatness lives outside. You'll feel it the moment you try to step out. That tension, that pull, like an invisible force trying to keep you in place. And make no mistake, it's not just in your head. It's real. It's the fear, the doubt, the habits you've built over years that whisper, stay here. It's safer this way. Because the comfort zone doesn't just exist around you. It lives inside you, in the excuses, in the stories you've been telling yourself, in the belief that if you try, you might fail. And if you fail, you'll be exposed. That's the resistance. It's subtle, it's seductive, and it's strong. It'll come as hesitation. You'll plan more than you act. You'll wait for the right moment. You'll say you're not ready. You'll think, maybe next week, maybe next year. But let me ask you, when has growth ever waited for permission? When has change ever felt comfortable? You don't build strength by staying still. You build it by pushing through the tension, by embracing the shake in your voice, the uncertainty in your steps, and moving anyway. The moment you feel resistance, that's your signal. That's the doorway. That's your test. Most people turn back. Most people let fear decide. But not you. Not now. You've already lived the safe life. You've already tried fitting in. You've already done what was expected. Where did it get you? It's time to walk through the fear, to feel the nerves and still press forward, to stop waiting for confidence and start building it through action. Because on the other side of that resistance is the real version of you. Unfiltered, unshaken, unstoppable. Don't let your comfort become your coffin. Every day you stay inside the zone, you bury more of your potential. So if your legs are shaking, good. If your heart's racing, perfect. If everything in you says turn back, take one more step forward. That's how you break the cycle. That's how you break the zone. Stepping out of your comfort zone is terrifying, but staying in it, that's soul-crushing. Because once you get a taste of what it feels like to chase your edge, to stretch beyond what you thought was possible, you can't go back. You won't go back. At first, everything feels unfamiliar. You'll feel like a fraud. You'll make mistakes. You'll fall flat on your face. More than once. But here's the shift. You stop seeing failure as defeat and start seeing it as data, as feedback, as proof that you're finally moving. Suddenly, discomfort becomes fuel. You don't run from the hard things. You seek them out. You learn faster. You grow faster. You build resilience that no book or quote can teach you. And the world starts to respond. Opportunities open up. Not because they weren't there before, but because now you're ready to step into them. You begin to trust yourself, to bet on your abilities, to speak when you used to stay silent, to lead where you used to follow. You no longer need permission. You no longer need to fit in, because now you're writing your own rules. This is when you realize growth isn't just about success. It's about becoming sharper, stronger, more disciplined, more dangerous in the best possible way. The world doesn't need more people who played it safe. It needs people who were willing to burn the comfort zone to the ground and rise from the ashes. That's you. You don't look the same. You don't think the same. You wake up with purpose, you work with clarity, and you rest knowing you gave everything you had. That version of you was never created in ease. It was forged in resistance, in repetition, in relentless pursuit. This is the transformation. This is the gift you give yourself when you finally stop choosing comfort and start choosing growth. This life, it doesn't reward the ones who play it safe. It rewards the ones who dare, the ones who choose growth over comfort, discomfort over ease, evolution over routine. And if you're here, still listening, still standing, still fighting, you already know what needs to be done, because you weren't built to sit quietly in the background. You weren't meant to keep your head down and hope things magically change. You're here to disrupt, to rise, to break patterns that held your family, your friends, even you hostage for too long. The comfort zone might have raised you, but it cannot hold you anymore. That version of you who always waits? Gone. The one who apologizes for dreaming too big? Gone. Because you've seen too much now. You've seen who you could become if you just kept going, if you stayed uncomfortable long enough to build something extraordinary. The comfort zone was never the goal. It was the test, to see if you'd trade the illusion of peace for the real thing, the kind of peace that comes from knowing you gave everything you had, the kind that comes from progress, from purpose, from pain that meant something. You want motivation? Look in the mirror. Look at what you've survived. Look at what you're still carrying and still moving forward with. You think comfort can compete with that? Not a chance. So this is your reminder. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need the full plan. You just need to move, to act, to break the cycle one choice at a time. And when the fear creeps in again, because it will, when your mind tries to drag you back into what's safe, you remember this. You didn't come this far to go back. You didn't break out just to rebuild the same walls. You're here to grow. You're here to stretch. You're here to take up space and lead by example. Because once you break the comfort zone, you give others permission to do the same. And that's how change starts. Not in silence, not in safety, but in action, right now.